do one more thing, and it's probably gonna make you nervous. But don't worry, I'm going somewhere funny with it. So, 2019 has been, in my honest opinion, a thoroughly dog shit year. Globally, locally, and for me personally. My best friend passed away very suddenly back in March, and he was a comedian. His name was Raghav. He was a very funny man, and he may be gone, but he lives on the internet, as hopefully we all shall. And if you want sort of an idea of who Raghav was, you can still find his Twitter page. It's at ACLU official on Twitter. And honestly, I think it's a very good snapshot of like what he was like as a person, because it's like a nice mix of like funny jokes and smart, incisive political opinions, and then people arguing with him thinking he was the actual ACLU. And so this is someone who was in my life for over 20 years. We grew up together here in Minnesota, and then I started doing stand-up in Seattle, and he started doing stand-up here in Minneapolis, and then we ended up doing stand-up in New York together before he died. So I took this loss rather personally. And I don't know if you know this, but when someone who's close to you dies and you don't, your life just keeps happening. And it feels very strange and surreal, and there are things that used to be regular shit that become so, like, absurd. And I know that it's probably bad form to brag about myself right after saying that. But for the sake of this story, you do have to know that I am a member of the rewards program at the Potbelly Sandwich Works. Raghav passed away on a Thursday, and this was the following Tuesday. I was at home. I was about 2 hours late for work, where I'd just been showing up looking like total shit and making direct eye contact with everybody. And I'm in bed, and I'm going through my email, and I got an email from the Potbelly Sandwich Works rewards program, where the subject line is, "Don't call it a comeback, call it 15% off your next order." Which, just in context, struck me as very funny. Why would I call it a comeback? So I took a screenshot of this email and I posted it on Twitter, and I said, you know, there are so many people who have been so good to me in the past few days, but I would just like to thank the Potbelly Rewards Program for being here in my time of grieving and need. And that would have been it. I was just making a dumb joke, just coping in my own way, you know. But then, I didn't tag them or anything, but the Potbelly Sandwich Works liked that tweet. So then I tweeted, "Hey, at Potbelly, my friend died. How about some free frickin' mac and cheese or something?" And then a guy who follows me on Twitter replied to that, and he said, "Wait, I was on board before I remembered you live in New York. Get a fucking sub from a deli." And I said, "I work in Union Square, and it's a total fast casual hellscape. Also, shut up, dude, Potbelly's good." Now, the Potbelly Sandwich Works liked 2 out of 3 tweets in that thread. They did not like the one where I, a loyal member of their rewards program, who was going through a difficult personal time, asked them to hook a dude up. So then I tweeted, "My best friend is dead, and yet the Potbelly Sandwich Corporation refuses to offer me a free macaroni and cheese. A cruel reminder that capitalism reduces us all to the mere sum of the labor and currency it can extract from us." So, some time passes, I go and I get on the train, I'm on my way to work, and then I get a reply from the Potbelly Sandwich Works to the first tweet, the one where I was just like, "Hey, how about some mac and cheese?" You know what I'm saying? And they said, "Well, this feels like a scam. But you defended our honor with, well, honor. So DM at Potbelly Service and we'll get you something nice." And then another 5 minutes go by, I'm still on the subway, and Potbelly responded to the second tweet about the ravages of capitalism. And they said, "Somebody didn't check their replies and is probably lying." But it's okay, we get hangry too. It just made me wonder, how many tweets does the Potbelly Sandwich Works receive from grieving people trying to score free side dishes? Even if it's like 50 every day, that seems like a risky tone to go with. And I'm just picturing the guy, his first day on the job, and they're like, "All right, welcome to the Potbelly Sandwich Works social media team. Just so you know, anytime that someone suffers a tragedy in their own lives, they come at us for some shit. So here's our policy. Give it to them, but definitely be a dick about it." So the end of that story is that I did direct message the Potbelly Service account, and they did send me a coupon for a cookie. And in the end, it really felt like the perfect tribute to my friend, because if there were two things that Raghav loved, they were arguing on the internet and justice.